Welcome back, everybody. Twinbill podcast, a night edition, a weird Wednesday afternoon game. But we're here to talk about the New York Yankees, the team we all know and love. You got the reigning, defending, undisputed champion, Alex here. Yep, me. Yep.
Champion. Well, champion of what?
Champion of just being a champion. Okay.
Champion of being a champion. See, this guy's handing out fake awards already.
Okay. Then you got Junior.
Don't call me Junior.
That's really Luca. But yeah, so we're back for Twinbill. Have a lot of shit in the plate tonight, but it's mostly positive and some stuff we'll talk about the trade deadline as usual, some pitching stuff. I mean, first we got to go over NyynewsTV Day. Then we're going to talk about some more stuff, but man, I would just like to thank all of you, or at least the ones in chat. Well, actually everyone, why not? For coming out to NyynewsTV Day and making it a blast. The team got no hit. I want to go into like some separate things regarding the day as well. But I want to thank you guys for making it a special day. The fact that we got no hit, we saw history, bad history at that. It was 88 fucking degrees outside, and we forgot about it because you guys were there. You guys made the moments, and you know what? This whole thing would not be here without you guys. And you know, it's great that we have so many supporters, and it's only going to get bigger. And as Pete said in his little toast, this is just the fucking start. And if you go to the next couple and we get bigger, you know you were at that first little meeting.
Sounded like a football coach.
Yeah, sounded like a football coach. But Pete is a man of his word. I think he said that on many occasions. Luca, your thoughts on NyynewsTV Day?
Again, I just want to thank everybody for coming out. You know, I was really happy to see everybody, even the ones that I really didn't recognize or put a face to. Good meeting guys like Evan, Hirsch, all that. It was just really exciting. And it was, as you said, it was a good, like, it was NyynewsTV Day was special. NyynewsTV Day was special. But the fact that you can forget that your team was no hit that meant how much of a good time we had.
Yeah, so Killer Joe in the chat, he says make it negative. You know, we could if this guy's a Killer Joe. I mean, that's an underestimate of what this man is.
He's a character.
He by the way, everyone, while me, my friend Sean and Luca were waiting just outside the stadium, he was the first guy that we met at the NyynewsTV crew. Then it was Stacy. Then it started, coming with Pete and Gary. And Joe was the first guy we met, and RB as well, everyone else. But Joe was the first guy we met. And, I recognized him. And, that we sat down for the game, and it was a totally different Joe. It was screaming at Yordan Alvarez, talking about his wife.
Talking about Aaron Hicks.
Aaron Hicks probably had fucking nightmares. After
I'm still amazed that Joe wore long sleeves.
He said, I think that he didn't want to sweat through his shirt, so he wore the hoodie. If I'm correct, that's what he said to our buddy Matt Riley, because he asked him, he's like, how are you dealing with this, in your hoodie? Alex, you pay Sean to be your best friend. There a lot of people bust my balls about Sean in ways. Obviously, some of you may have met him. But there used to be, and he's still active kind of in at least one of the sides of my content creating community called With the Giants, that I was not this guy, Joe Balby, of course. He said that Luca was the better twin and that he would pay Sean for being a part of part of our show. And, he would always bust my balls about that. But Brad is the newest busting balls guy. But I hope Brad comes to our next event. I'm not going to reveal the details of that. But, even the thought of having a next event is just great. And, having you guys support us, it's a phenomenal experience. I do want to do a roll call. Shouts to Brad, obviously my best friend right there. Joe, Hirsch. Nice meeting you, Hirsch. I think I see you in Hubs chats a lot. I got to talk Giants with you next time, if that's the case. Matt, Cynical, Chris Perez. I believe that you were sitting behind me. At least.
Yeah, right behind us.
Yeah, so you were talking it up. Let's see. Chris Perez, Zach Brownish. What's going on, man? David, who we met at what do you call it? Patsy's, and Luca did the mock pizza review. Philo. I don't think I'm missing anyone else at the moment. Rick V. So there was a lot of excitement that day. A lot of excitement. Hirsch for real says Joe is an animal. He roasted a grand. Oh my God, he's talking. Joe, are you talking about that? The one Astros lady, the big buff grandma with the tank top that was in the first deck. Sit down. That's all I kept hearing from them. And then, of course, the fuck Altuve chants, and it was a fun day all around. You have any thoughts on Joe and any of the NO, like anything you didn't expect from who Pete?
I did not expect Joe to completely just ball out like that, be an animal, and just start yelling shit like that. Like he was the ringleader of all that shit.
Yeah, and she wouldn't sit down. Yep. So I was right, but we're definitely gonna catch a game. Me, Joe, Francis, and some other guys we got in the area at some point, probably before our next event. Want bag, what's going on, man? Alex will chicken out if I go. I never. I don't back down from a bet. That's one thing I've done recently. Even though that if the Yankees lost the series, I made a bet that I would eat a ketchup sandwich live on Twinbill. Obviously, it's not happening because the Yankees just right.
You still have yet to eat drink the buffalo chicken milkshake.
No, because that I won that bet. I don't know what the bet was, but I didn't have to drink it. It was good for my intestines. It would be good for my intestines anyway. What was I going to say? So thoughts on Wild David's here, if he's still here. Thoughts on Patsy's Pizza. And, we did a little, if you check out my Twitter account, I know some of you may not have Twitter, but we did a little pizza review with my friend Matt, my friend Sean, a mock pizza review at the kids' table. Here's the situation we were given. It was either for 11 people straight table, that would be a 2-hour wait, or a table of 7, then a table of 4 next to each other. So we decided to go to the kids' table, but Luca had a pizza review, decided to do a mock pizza review of one bite. Luca, how was the pizza?
It was very good. Very good. Patsy's Pizzeria, Joe consistently raves about it. Pat, I'm very homegrown with my pizza. I like my pizza specifically Brooklyn. Staten Island has some good pizza too, I guess. But I stick to those areas. But for like upstate Westchester County pizza, New Rochelle, very good. I gave it like an 8.3.
Of course. So, which pizza did you guys get? I had the penne alla vodka, which was very good, by the way. I always
Alex goes to a pizzeria and he has pasta.
So it's not known for Italian food?
I'm not saying it isn't, but it's Patsy's Pizzeria. You want to try the pizza. Sean and Matt had the margarita, and I had the regular cheese pizza, even though the margarita looked good.
Well, probably was good. I do regret not having a slice.
Like I smelled the basil.
Right, but I regret not having a slice, but I thought the pizza, Jesus Christ.
The
pasta. Pasta was still good.
Alex, how's the pizza over there?
So Pete says he had the white pie, 8.3 out of 10. Joe says it's not in the 8s for me, 7 out of 9. 7.9, right. Excuse me. So Matt Riley gave it, I'm going to spoil it a little, but we had some fun in the video. If you want to check it out on Twitter, go into my media on Big Blue in the Bronx and you'll see it. Sean gave it an 8.2. I believe you gave it an 8.3, and Matt gave it a 7.8.
I know I wasn't finishing my crust, and you showed Pete, and he's like, you better fucking finish that crust.
I don't understand that. Why? You go to L&B, you go to, Grimaldi's, probably you do it. Pete, you're in the chat. What the fuck? What did I show you that this man didn't finish his fucking crust?
It was something. I ended up finishing the crust anyway.
No, you finished it because of peer pressure.
It's because I don't want to break my teeth.
That's disgusting. That's shameful. You know what? Why don't you go make a pizza?
And then I was talking about that. Sean's like, well, it's well done. I like it this way.
It's thin crust pizza. It's supposed to be like that. But what was I gonna say? We called it the kids' table for a reason. That's very true. You can't. Pete says you have to finish the crust. You can't leave the crust out. You can't say you ate a slice without finishing the crust. That's very true. I think I had one of your crusts, if I'm not mistaken. But that's because you're kind of a child in that way.
You should have
Surprise
had a whole
team.
slice, not a crust.
So
Crust is for poor people.
What did you just say?
I said the crust is for. I said the crust only is for poor people.
Nobody says eating the crust only, but you're eating only the pizza.
Yeah, you're a poor person. You eat everybody's scraps.
You're talking about me now.
Yes, I am talking about you.
You are.
You're a poor person.
I'm a because you won't finish it.
You don't eat just crust.
I'm not wasting food like that.
Bro, I had 2 slices that were still there on the platter, and you would not even touch them.
What's your point?
That you're poor. If you're gonna eat crust, eat a whole pot.
I had
a whole slice.
Okay, let me ask you this: how much was your pie?
My pie was $12.
So how can I be the poorest person at the table when I had the most expensive dinner?
Yeah, but you ended up eating the crust.
That's not the point. You call me poor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you just eat the crust, you're a poor person. You could have just picked out a slice, then ate everything else all together. What are you, a scavenger? You just eat the scraps?
See, Rick V is coming out and saying, he's quoting you now, which is a good thing because I need people on my side. The crust is for poor people. Boom, look at Alex laying the smack down. See, I want to see what Brad has to say about that now. Now he's talking about me being a fake fan and stuff like that. What about someone who doesn't eat the crust on their fucking pizza? Exactly. Shout out to Jonathan. What's going on, man?
What if there is pizza with no crust?
Well, that's like a middle slice at LMB.
Exactly.
So I got a couple of comments to get to. Next time we'll get the Twins kids. Something I will say, I was missing a coloring book. If we're gonna call it the kids' table, we need the crayons to color. Oh man. Yeah, we got to get the sippy cups too, David. You got to make sure of that, man. And it's kind of bullshit that you got in trouble for meeting the celebrity known as Pete.
Listen, it is what it is.
Because anybody, if you don't know the story, David came up to Pete in the restaurant. We really are joint tables, and he said, "Are you Pete Simonetti?" He goes, "Yeah." And he's like, "I'm David. I'm a big fan of yours." So after that, he ended up getting pulled over by the manager, and the manager's like, "Listen, you can't really greet celebrities like that." So Pete's a celebrity now, everybody. So make sure to give him the special treatment. Well, we got to have the red carpet next time he comes. So there's that.
Comped meals at
meals.
Let's have comp meals at Patsy's.
So apparently Hirsch used to live in White Plains. He says he's gonna try to stop at Patsy's by Westchester, I think he says next time. But Patsy's was good. Home run by Florio. He's been hot lately. I know they were scoring a bunch of runs tonight. I know Andujar chipped in on it. There was a couple other different guys, but they're heating up down there. Shouts to Pete's fiance in the chat. What was I gonna say? The crust is the best part, absolutely. In his defense, some of the food at Patsy's is on the expensive side, but definitely worth it. I do agree. Absolutely.
How much was your meal, Alex?
My meal was $25 because of the
meal.
Drinks. You had your own tiny personal pizza.
So did Sean and Matt.
Right, but you're the one criticizing me now, are you? So
we all see at the table. We all criticized you for not having pizza.
Hey, Gary Sheffield Jr. and his fiance, and what's his wife? His fiance had pasta.
Okay, but we're talking about you.
What makes it right for them? They're in New York. I am in New York regularly. I live here. They're not. They live in Arizona. Arizona pizza is probably scrapings off of cacti and sand from the Grand Canyon.
I'm sure Gary Sheffield Jr. would be very offended.
No, he probably would agree with me. So there's that. But what was I going to say? Yeah, how about that home run by Judge? Yep, and Stanton. Both of them kicked ass today. Both of them definitely kick some ass. You know, so there's that. What'd you think of the free food?
What am I supposed to say? It was really good.
Or are you saying that because it's free?
Oh, I'm saying it was really good. I like the chicken, I like the fries, and I bought it constantly.
Well, that's good. I guess you're hydrating then. What was I gonna say? The chicken was good, even though it actually wasn't the chicken from the chicken buckets.
Yeah, it was actually kind of surprised.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was pissed in the beginning because I'm like, where the fuck is the barbecue sauce? But then I discovered, okay, it's sitting right there. So let me get it. And but overall, it was a nice view. I think we can move on to a different subject. But you know, anything else you want to reflect on NYY News TV Day?
You know, meeting everybody was nice. Maybe you want to reflect on what we did in New Rochelle.
You want to tell the story?
All right, so we said goodbye to Pete, Joe, you know, their fiance, Gary, his fiance, and Pete's fiance. So we had to go walk to the train station, which is about 20 minutes away. It was me, Alex, our friend Sean and Matt, and Donald from Pinstripe Chronicles. Pete and Donald were chatting it up, and Pete could not stop talking constantly about Donald last night. You know, Donald is the guy. So we walked to the New Rochelle station, and then the station was pretty creepy. It was like something seen out of the 1930s. It looked like there was a jail cell in there. There was a payphone.
And, you know, Donald said...
And then there was a guy sleeping in the corner.
There was a drunk guy sleeping in the corner. And Donald said, okay, guys, who are we making our one phone call to? I said, my cousin Vinny. So everybody got a kick out of that one. And I'm glad. What was I going to say? You know, I'm glad that I got to know Matt a little bit better. Maybe he'll be in here once because I know he started following Pete and Donald, all these other NYY News guys, because this was obviously his first time with them. But for in terms of Matt Riley, I'm glad I got closer to him. Sean obviously came out knowing his situation right now, and Donald being Donald. He was fun. We went to the Nasty Nestor game with him, and it sounds like he's not very good luck. So we're gonna have to go to a Mets game or something. I don't know. But then again, oh wait, hold on. I can't say that because I'm a fake fan, according to Brad. I'm a fake fan. So he says, Alex, you said you don't waste food, but you didn't eat the pizza. Scum, to be honest. Well, the pizza was already eaten. Everybody finished except for Matt, but I'm not eating Matt's pizza.
Hold on. Brad, I had 2 slices left, and this guy didn't take any.
So hold on, you threw out those 2 slices?
Alex, I didn't have a choice. I wasn't going to finish them at home. I was going to be out.
You know I can't hear you because I took off my earbuds.
I was going to be out tomorrow. Well, I was going to be out Sunday. I was going to be out. Monday, maybe I could have finished it up, but that's like 3 days old pizza.
I forgot about that. And now you say
you didn't. Hold on a second. You didn't shame me then, but you shame me now.
Well, because it's called revisionist history. You ever heard of it?
What about Sean? I don't think he finished his pizza.
Sean finished his pizza.
He did?
Yes, he did. And Matt Riley took it home. So if you want to look at wasting fucking pizza, you talk to that guy. While you do that. But anyway, you threw out those 2 slices. Yes. Everybody's getting some laughs in the comments. With that being said, just one moment to reflect. Then Lucas is going to go on to our next subject because I'm going to take care of something over here real quick. It was great meeting everybody. You know, I wish I would have talked a little bit more with some of the fans. Like, I wish I would have talked to Hirsch a little bit more. I wish I would have talked to some of the other guys a little bit more that I didn't get to sit next to. NYYST. I wish I would have sat by Pete a little bit longer at the game, but him and his fiance couldn't take the heat. I sat in there 3 hours. And it's weird, though, because what was I going to say? Chef and his fiance went up. I'm like, isn't it fucking 120 degrees in Arizona? How can they not take this? But it was me, Sean, Matt Riley, Chris Perez, I think was the one sitting behind me, a couple other guys as well. But I wish I would have talked to some other people a little bit more, but that's not an end all thing, which means that we're going to have more events. We're going to be coming up more. We're going to be going to Yankee games more. Not right now because the last experience wasn't very fruitful, but just overall great experience, and we're happy to do it for you guys. Shout out to Rod Thompson, Luke. I know you said, I know you want to say that you want to play him in ball.
I never said I wanted to play him ball. He does look like a basketball player though.
Right. Yep, we will talk Giants next. I'm the pasta bitch. Well, I thought it was the Ovaltine bitch. Which one is it? That's not a good
point is
that's
not
a good mixture. No, I'm not a bitch. Could have yes, I like this. Thank you, Chris Lee. Chris Lee says you could have given it to the drunk guy in the corner.
I didn't know there was going to be a drunk guy in the corner.
That's why you anticipate.
How would I anticipate stuff like that?
Oh, well, I'm going to go to a train station now. Maybe there's going to be a homeless guy there. So maybe I give it.
Really? Then why didn't Matt give his 2 slices to the homeless guy?
Because he knew he was going to finish it.
Weird anticipation. Very weird anticipation. I didn't know. Why do you go there and assume there's going to be a guy there?
One, it's New York.
It's upstate.
You're unbelievable. I'm going to take care of this one thing real quick if you want to lead us in the next subject.
All right, so Alex comes up with Conundrum at shortstop. Marwin's hot streak. Should IKF be benched? So IKF had a struggling day on Sunday. He had a few errors in that game, and he didn't look too good. I think he has like 12 errors on the year, but he's not the defensive wizard we've came to see. Some people came to see him as. Alex, what are your thoughts on IKF?
What was I going to say? I want to get to some comments. I wish I could have gone. Hopefully, one of the upcoming events. Wampbag says, "Listen, we're always going to have events." And let me say something. Let me say something right now. We still remain, and you got all these channels out here, and you got all these Twitter folks out here, right? Also, please hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Turn on that post notification bell so you know when there's a game season, live podcast, or anything else. So be sure to do that all. With that being said, you got these Twitter geeks. You got these fan pages. You got these other content creators. You got these other groups. But guess what? We're the only Yankee fan base as of right now that's doing anything for their fans. And guess what, folks? I know, obviously, we have a sponsorship. Our podcast personally does not have a sponsorship. But what I'm saying is this. We do have a sponsorship here that's, Spit is 20. That's for Manscaped if you haven't already used it. The best some people and some content creator crews will do is they'll give out a sponsorship. That's how they will say they're giving back to their fans. Well, guess what? We hosted a whole event. And guess what? It's only going to keep on growing and growing and growing. Just want to put it out there. Hirsch, don't worry. Listen, I was like last year. I was kind of like that when I went to Giants Fan Fest, and then I started warming up to people. But it's no worry. There's always other events. Any update on Adam King and his tweets? He was probably tweeting earlier today. What was I going to say? Rick V says there's always a drunk guy in the corner. Life lesson.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to know that next time.
Exactly. But in terms of IKF, it's a weird situation. Now, obviously, they're not going to do anything because they're tied to him. This is, the Yankees organization. Let's be real here. But Marwin Gonzalez is heating up, and he's playing the outfield. He's playing right field and stuff like that. He's versatile. And what we thought him as a bench piece. And we obviously know the Yankees really don't ride the hot hand too much. They don't really try to switch anybody out of their position. But with that being said, it was me. I would be put in a conundrum because if you take Marwin out of the outfield and you take IKF out at short and you put Marwin at short, that means until the trade deadline, you have Hicks, Gallo, Judge, and Stanton as your outfielders. So that leaves you with obviously one negative. Now, if you have Marwin play the outfield, let's just say Marwin plays left, Judge plays center, Stanton plays right, IKF still in the infield making errors. And, something that we've said a lot on here is that IKF was not brought for his bat or his 260 batting average. He was brought here to play defense, and he probably has the most errors on the team. Now, once again, we are in first place, but there are still adjustments that need to be made. First place teams across the MLB will make adjustments. The Yankees will need to do that, and that's something we're going to talk about this podcast, because no matter, if you're in first place by 30 games or you're above 500 by 30 games, let me tell you something, guys. Right now, and I understand we're only, we're a few days away from July. I think it's actually on Friday, July starts, but the Orioles had a winning month. And not that it means too much to us, but the AL East is the most competitive division in baseball. So anything can happen. We were talking early, not necessarily me, but we were talking early on, the Red Sox are finished, they're done. They're in second place right now. So all we need is a bad streak because of one or two players, and it's not going to be a great thing. And also, when you look at it from a bigger microscope, there are about four guys who really can't hit in the lineup. IKF, I mean, he's a struggling bat. He doesn't really do too much. They need a contact hitter. We've talked about that in the last couple of podcasts. Donaldson is an automatic out, aside from the fact that he had that double against the A's the first game. You have those two. You have Hicks and Gallo. And Gallo, listen, I actually think he's going to get traded. I think it's going to be the Twins or some other small market team. But I know
the Twins were interested.
Twins were interested. So, there could be something there. But with that being said, you still have those negative connotation players. And it's just a weird situation. But if you're asking me, with consequences, would I put Marwin Gonzalez in for IKF right now? IKF needs a few days, and I would take Marwin Gonzalez in the infield.
I know IKF's been dealing with a hamstring problem, if that's true.
He's dealing with a talent problem, too.
Well, IKF, people were saying IKF was going to hit 300 here. They're going to give all these high expectations, but he's just kind of underperformed. If you really said he's going to hit 300, he's underperforming both hitting wise and fielding wise. So there's that.
I mean, that means you didn't really watch his Texas stuff too.
And some people said he was more of a Gold Glove third baseman, not a shortstop. But again, we have Donaldson at third. We have IKF at short. Now, this is not an issue I would attack at the deadline. We already have many issues that we need to attack at the deadline when it comes to bullpen and the end of the starting pitching and the outfield. Let IKF sit there or do whatever. Maybe call Volpe as a potential option. But also just, if you're going to attack shortstop and you want to get a guy you want to get reinforcements, you're going to have to do that in the offseason.
Yeah, and the one thing we know about Cashman, to this point, he doesn't really like to fix his mistakes because he doesn't want to admit he's wrong. That's just the way it is. But I think we've only seen this because obviously, you had what's his face? You had Torres get hurt a few days ago. Then he missed a game or two. And Gonzalez steps up. So now that he's back, would you? I don't want to totally say this because I don't think he's played too much of the position. Would you experiment with DJ at shortstop? No,
I wouldn't.
So if you were to make an ideal lineup based on what we have, go ahead and do it. Like not a physical like starting lineup. I'm talking about defensive alignment.
So right now, I said IK a few games. Donaldson at third. Catching Trevino, first base, Rizzo, second base. I Torres or LeMahieu, I don't know. I guess one of them may be DH. I don't know. Maybe Stanton in left, Stanton in right, Judge in center. I'd say Hicks in left. And maybe Torres or LeMahieu DHs. But no, I think LeMahieu still has to hit better than what he is right now.
Now, LeMahieu's had a down year, and it's starting to become a little bit tiring, in my opinion. I know, obviously, last year he had the hip injury or something like that?
I think it was.
Yeah, so now this year, he's not doing too well. But would you move DJ to third at all? Now, obviously, we don't have a problem defensively in the infield unless you're talking about IKF. So would you move like LeMahieu to third or anything like that?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you're thinking about it now. You can actually move LeMahieu to third, and then you can have Torres at second, Donaldson DH. So definitely that move can definitely be made.
So I think the problem is that we only have 2 shortstops on the roster, and everyone else hasn't played the position. You got Marwin, you got
Carpenter is
IKF,
the second baseman, so you got to leave that off to the side.
yeah. I mean, what does it say? IKF had a Gold Glove at third, not shortstop, and he's had the most errors. And Gonzalez is the only real versatile player. He's like the Tyler Wade, but better of this team, where he can play a lot of different positions. So, I mean, it's a conundrum. And you know, how would you fix it this season? I know I probably asked you already. You probably gave your shit already. But how would you fix that problem to make sure that it doesn't really affect us in the playoffs? Or, you know, how would you fix it?
Are we talking about shortstop, right? I don't know if there's a real solution you can fix for the rest of the season. I honestly don't know.
So you wouldn't try to trot out Peraza?
Maybe if he's ready, but even then you can't.
I'll take a look at his numbers.
Peraza's been hitting better of late, but you know there is a good point to be made. You know you don't want to hold the guy too long at AAA because then you're gonna squirt his value, and you know he needs to be up here eventually. But you can't hold 2 guys too long in the minor leagues. So I think
239, 15 stolen bases, 9 home runs, 23 ribbies.
I guess you can bring him up here, but I wouldn't. I'm not sure if I would do it now. You know, let's see more of this progress from Peraza.
Yeah, and I don't think it's realistic. I just don't know what they're going to do with Andujar, because Andujar's been hot.
To trade him.
Andujar's been hot. Florial's been hot. Those are 2 guys they're not really calling up right now because of the contracts they're stuck to. I mean, you know, is it gonna be one of those Luke Voigt type of moves? And I'm not saying Andujar and Florial both, because I think Florial still has a chance to make
an impression.
Make an impression, like a real impression, where Andujar is like, okay, we know what he is, but we're just not going to do anything with it. So maybe he goes to a different team. Maybe
I was going to say, I think you could trade like an Andujar and a Florial to the A's, and that'd be it. You get 2 quality starters.
Yeah.
To assert your rebuild.
So Joe says Donaldson, Peraza any day. His glove is better and his speed is better than IKF. Why not call him up? And he does offer a little bit more, to be true. He does offer a little bit more. He has the speed. He's got the potential to have a bat. Obviously, the fielding. Yeah, the batting average is not there, but, you know, look at the alternative. Yes, IKF is hitting, 262 right now. But his glove isn't there. His speed isn't there. And the other stuff.
He's never really a fast guy.
No, he just hits singles. Let's be real. Other than a few, exceptional hits, it's true. He just.
I have no idea when the guy's going to crank his first homer.
I think I'm going to lose my virginity before then.
Jesus Christ, Alex. Come on.
It's fucking true. What? He's given one of the easiest stadiums in the world, hypothetically, to hit a home run, and he hasn't hit one yet.
He's a soft contact douche.
Well, you know what? Then don't sit here and say, oh well, that's a bad take. But
it's just weird to say though.
So everybody's reacting to my infamous comment in the chat.
I would too.
IKF and Gallo should both go. I agree. Donaldson and Peraza would be better. And we should have had. We could have. To be fair, we could have had. We could have had the Twins left side of the infield, but honestly, that's not really. It's not really worked out. So
but, apparently,
Linus is now saying this. He goes, so never then. Linus is on the Lucas side, I guess.
Exactly. So apparently, remember all the geniuses came out. IKF is better than Trevor Story, better than Correa, better than this guy, better than that guy. One of the worst takes I ever seen. By the way, little note, Rob Manfred says that an automated strike zone will likely be introduced for MLB in 2024.
Yeah, let's keep pushing that back. Let's keep pushing that back. I'm just looking at chat right now. Brad says I'm a soft contact champion. Now Joe says that we need a clip of that, and Rick says we need that on a shirt. I think that would be a plan. Peraza already on the 40-man roster. Volpe is not. Peraza gets his first crack at shortstop if he's not traded. I think that's definitely a possibility, to be honest. Like, there's no more actual formal call-ups this year. Let's just say not call-ups, but call-ups in general for September, like they used to do it. But I think that's definitely a possibility, whether they do something or I don't know. But I think Peraza will get a shot like August, September. Donaldson and DJ are better defensively than Glaber, although he hasn't been terrible. But Glaber may be better at DH. Keep his bat in the lineup. Yeah, no, I mean, Glaber's been solid. He's been solid at second. I mean, that's just, the way it's been. What was I going to say? Peraza could learn lots from JD and DJ both next to him. And that would honestly, that's a good thought. Shouts to Matt. But yeah, everybody's still stunned at my comment. And Joe says, we bringing Alex to the South Bronx clubs. Yeah, I'm the cool one.
South Bronx.
I told you guys, I'm the cool one.
No, you're not.
ICAF is not terrible. He can be a Luis Soho type utility infielder ideally. Yes. No, I definitely agree. But the thing is, like, that they brought him in to be a starter. Luis Soho is, as you said, a utility guy. That's what I gotta say about that. But yeah, they're trying to get the clip of that now. They should have 40-man roster. It's BS. Yeah, let me ask you this. This is a random question. Do you think Carpenter should stay on the bench, or do you think he should get more playing time?
I think he should get a little more playing time, but he's definitely valuable off the bench when you need a good at bat.
Okay, so
because we saw plenty of those. He draws some walks.
I think Carpenter's played a slight outfield. Now, let me take a look at this because we actually looked it up a few episodes ago of where he's played in his career. I'm actually going to take a look at that right now, according to Baseball Reference. Oh my God. A lot of stats here. Okay. So he's played outfield the total of 25 times. He's played left field 7 times, and he's played right field a total of 19 times. But that doesn't add up for some reason. I don't know why.
I guess you can mix and match, maybe. I don't know, but
no, I mean, I wouldn't have him as a starter,
right?
But maybe you could slide. The problem is, once again, you only have 2 real shortstops. Slide Marwin in the outfield, put IKF on the bench, but his Carpenter, I don't think he's played shortstop in his career. He has not. So, would you factor in Carpenter? How would you do it? Would you try him in the outfield?
Would I try Carpenter? No.
So you wouldn't do that experiment?
No.
As I said, I'm just giving you a question because, like, we know the real outcome is that they're not going to call up Florio. They're not going to call up Andujar. So how would you make the best of what you have?
Trading for a guy.
Should I make any comments about Andujar getting a starter spot and then my virginity?
No.
I've already ruined it, haven't I?
Yeah, you ruined this for us.
Yes. Carpenter has played left field. He's played left field 7 times. But unfortunately, the last time he played left field was in 2012. And that was 10 years ago. So I would try not to do that. Too much invested in Gallo and Hicks. Absolutely. Hirsch is right on with that one. I would prefer Carpenter and Gonzalez over IKF right now as utility infielder. IKF is the only one on the roster because he's starting shortstop. And once again, Peraza could stretch. He could possibly be a third baseman or a second baseman or a shortstop. You get more options with him. It's just you don't know what you're going to get. But it's better than what the Yankees have right now. Peraza has that ceiling. And I hate to go back on the shortstop ship because if we listen to our one friend Sean, he said, look, I don't want Correa. I want them to go Volpe or Peraza. Now, you look back on revisionist history, would you take a guy like Correa? Of course you would. But my point is this. You take away those scenarios and you put inside right now, you possibly could say, okay, if they're not going to sign Correa, if they weren't going to sign Correa ever, if they weren't going to sign any of the premier shortstops ever, then I would rather take Peraza because he's got the high ceiling and he could stretch all over the infield compared to a guy like IKF who can do the same thing. It's just Peraza has a lot more advantages with him.
Yeah.
Super chat from Ra. Yankees have to decide which position is priority. Ra, thank you for the super chat. He was on Game Season earlier today. And also give him a follow on Twitter. It's not going to be shortstop at the deadline. It's not going to be shortstop at the deadline. It's going to be starter. It could be starter, reliever, and outfield. Right. That's probably where they're going to go. But I would say right now it's such a blessing to have Judge in center field because you don't need two outfielders now. You need one, but they just need to be smart with their playing time. Like if they get Benintendi, you don't need to trot out Joey Gallo for Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah.
Too much ego invested. That's correct. Because I read that wrong before, but what was I gonna say? If they bring up Peraza this year and give Volpe one more year to develop, see Peraza and Volpe on the left side in the next few years. That's a possibility. But it depends how the Yankees want to build this. And it depends on a lot of other things as well. Because later in the podcast, Joe brought up this. I don't know when he was talking about it, but there's a possibility, like if they don't re-sign Judge, Rizzo can opt out, and then boom, you may be back to a second, third place team in this division. And I'm not trying to, squeak that on the Yankees as bad luck, but it's a real situation if they don't play their cards right. And let me say this as well. Now, obviously, Freddie Freeman, that's fucked up what happened to him.
Yeah, I saw.
He should sue him. He should honestly sue his agent for like millions and millions of dollars that he paid him. But obviously we can exclude Freddie Freeman from the argument. But what I'm trying to stress the point is that if you win a World Series, that doesn't mean you're coming back. Jacoby Ellsbury, and Andrew Miller, did he pitch for the Red Sox in 2014 or no?
In 2000, let me see.
He may have been with a different team and then the Yankees, but
Freddie Freeman. You mentioned Freddie
Freeman's
Freeman.
a different story now because he said he would have taken that Braves contract, or at least there was some rumors. So that's
Freeman pitched with the Red Sox in part of 2014.
You're talking about Andrew Miller.
Yes.
You said Freeman.
I'm sorry. Part of 2014, Andrew Miller, Red Sox.
But there are scenarios.
He was traded at the deadline.
Chapman is a scenario. Chapman is a direct scenario. You win the World Series doesn't mean you're coming back. So there's a lot of scenarios. Pay your core veteran players and save money on youth. Alex cursed the Yankees again. Hopefully not. They have a good veteran young core. Add the youth now. Going young also allows them to go cheap, which Hal loves. Yeah. Okay, so there is a clip. There is a clip that we'll see later on once this podcast is done. That I'm gonna lose my virginity before IKF hits home run. Now, I honestly hope that's true, and I don't hope that's true at the same time because I want IKF to be a better player, but at the same time,
such a virgin.
Yeah. I'm trying to make a catchphrase. It's gonna be so bad when it comes out. It's a pleasure over something. Am I boring you, Luca?
Yeah.
Pleasure over. God damn it! I needed something that starts with a P that relates to IKF. I got it. Pleasure over power. Oh man, pleasure over power.
We've gone off the rails here, people. Why am I hearing this? Why? Why am I hearing this? Why the fuck am I hearing
over
this?
Power.
It's so stupid.
It's not stupid. It's fucking brilliant, is what it is.
It is not.
Well, this is what happens. This is what happens when we do night streams. Okay, our podcasts are always lit, but when we do night streams, you get a totally different me. Pleasure over power. That needs to be an NYY News TV shirt. Calling it right now. I will wear that shit. I've lost it. I've lost. I haven't been sane for the last 18 years.
Got off the rails here, people. We've gone off the rails here, people.
Yeah. Off the rails, Twinbill. But yeah, paying Judge the big money encourages youth in other areas Volpe, Peraza, Dominguez. I need the Alex emoji character. We are breaking new ground. Yes, we are. I promise I didn't copy Pete's thing in the chat because he did say pleasure/power. I said pleasure over power. So, yeah, send him to the same place as Adam King. I'm not going to the loony bin.
Yes, I'll do this podcast by myself.
Yeah, who's gonna fill in for me?
It'll be Joe.
Joe's gonna fill in.
Yes.
Yeah, but he's got Knights at the Round Table whenever that starts up again.
So,
or you could bring Donald on or Sean on or somebody else, or you could just talk to yourself.
Or I could bring the fans on every week. We get one fan that comes on here.
Adam King could come on. Yeah, you could do a show with Adam King, Luca, the top sports mind. You thought I was insane? Fucking, look at him.
This show, then he'll be like, this show is blatantly rigged.
Yes, this show is blatantly rigged. After dark with the twins. That I like that. We know we need the show all the night, all the time at night. We might get there. How much money coming off the books this year? They have easy money for Judge. Well, Tyon's a free agent. Rizzo is an option. Monty's a free agent. Look, if you want to look that up.
Let's see.
Because those are, they're not major contracts, but there's still money coming off. Castro's a free agent, I think. Chapman's a free agent. That's $18 million off the books. Britton's a free agent. So there's a couple of guys. I think Herman might be a free agent too.
Here we go. Here's a long laundry list. Judge, Chapman, Britton, Gallo, Tyon, Chad Green, Castro, Carpenter, Gonzalez, Billy Burns.
He's retired. I guess we're still paying him.
Tyler Lyons.
I guess we're still paying him too, or that list is so inaccurate.
Matt Bowman, Greg Bird, but those are like minor names. That's to have fun with.
Well, Greg Bird's the GOAT, okay? He signed our baseball, all right? Greg Bird is the GOAT. The Bird is the word.
All right, for some reason, Spot Trek has Joey Gallo's value at about $20 million per year.
He might get that. But we'll see. Over $50 million coming off, that's correct. I always question Alex's intelligence. Now I know he's a moron. No,
exactly.
I'm not a moron. I'm just brilliant, okay? Some people can't take the brilliant Alex here. Awesome Alex. Smart. I'm a smart Alec, okay? After this, I don't think Luca wants to be.
This is like what's dealing with an idiot in your own house.
Well, you know what, Luca? Don't be such a smart Alec. Oh, wait, I'm a smart Alec. See, it's, Luca doesn't want to be associated with this podcast anymore. I'll be taking free auditions. Luca doesn't want to be associated with this podcast. I'll take free auditions.
I'll do my next stuff.
Okay, do your next stuff. You won't be associated with this network anymore. That means no free food for you. That means
I still can write.
No, that means you are banned from all NyynewsTV events.
Who said I was banned?
Adam King.
Adam King, really?
Yes. So Florial's stat line tonight in AAA: 2 for 3, a home run and 3 runs. Peraza 2 for 4, 2 runs, an RBI, and Andujar 3 for 4, 2 RBIs. Yeah.
Andujar is hitting above 300,
but we can't call him up. That's why I don't care for first place team, second place team. I always question the front office. I'll congrats Aaron Boone. I'll congrats the team. I'll congrats the people who actually deserve congrats. But when it comes to Brian Cashman, if you think about it, and I'm being fucking truthful here. I'm being legit fucking truthful. All of the moves that worked out besides Trevino are non-moves, except for Holmes. Like that's a different thing. Like you look at guys that have been here for like more than a year, they're heating up. But some of these moves, like Clay Holmes, Trevino to the side, non-moves. It's just Judge. He's doing his thing. There's a couple of the guys doing their things. So, to be fair, most of his offseason moves haven't worked out. But Aaron Judge, as we talked about on Monday on Boys in the Big Apple, Judge has been an ultimate difference for this team, and Trevino has. The pitching has been about the same if you think about it since last year. Yep, Andujar's hitting 317. I think Gallo is gone sooner than we think. They might try to package him either for, they may package him for Castillo. It is possible he goes to a obviously with some prospects, but it's it's definitely possible that he's packaged in some sort of deal or he's just dumped. But he is going to get traded. I don't have doubts about that. And shame on the Yankees for not doing advanced scouting. But once again, that's their front office, and the current team is doing great, as we all know. What was I say? You want to take us into our next topic?
Next topic, we can do a little bit of A series.
Okay.
Boone was ejected because of a bad call yesterday. Yankees don't win Game 1 in 2021, as Alex noted.
They don't. They don't.
That's true. They don't.
I wish
a lot of the comeback games they don't.
No, it's true, but I wish they would have at least had a hit on Saturday, because I didn't want to witness history like that and then get embarrassed. But it's weird though. It's weird because they did the same shit my birth year. In 2003, they got combined no hit by the Astros.
Let me look at the pitchers in that game.
Roy Oswalt, Brad Lidge, maybe. Those are two names.
Pete's favorite pitcher, Octavio Dotel.
Oh, yeah. When he was ripping Aaron Hicks, Octavio Dotel's probably throwing like 75 miles an hour. But I think Oswalt may have been in there. Brad Lidge, maybe.
Oswalt was there.
Roy Oswalt, yep. Dotel, you said.
Let me look at the pitchers. The Astros are actually the first team in history with 3 combined no-hitters.
What is the one we're missing?
Let's see. It was also the 2019, August 3rd. Aaron Sanchez, Will Harris, Joe Biggini, and Chris Davinsky.
But no, what was the one back in 2003 though? Like who were the pitchers? You said Dotel,
6 Astros pitchers were. All right, so
6? Holy shit.
Let's look at the box score, everybody.
I also forgot to say shouts to Jared. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Jared? Roy Oswalt, Pete Monroe.
Don't know him.
Kirk Sarloos.
Don't know who that is.
Brad Lidge, Octavio Dotel, and Billy Wagner.
Okay, Wagner, I know. Obviously, I got right Oswalt and Lidge because I'm awesome. But okay, so yeah, it's just weird. In my birth year, they complete a no-hitter, a combined no-hitter against the Yankees, and then they do the same fucking 18 and a half years later. I don't consider a combined no-hitter as a no-hitter. I do.
See, again, it seems more normal that
let me say this though, Brad, not Brad, excuse me, because Brad has an assist. He's called me a moron many times, but that's the romance, as Hirsch calls it. Jared, that's gonna become more normal nowadays. When a no-hitter happens, don't expect too many managers to leave their pitchers in. I know a lot of people thought, at least around me on Saturday, that Dusty was going to leave in who pitched? Javier?
Yes.
Javier pitched. Some people were like, oh, well, Dusty Baker, he's an older manager, but the analytics and all the pitching and all that shit. 114 pitches and we couldn't get a hit. But you're going to see that more nowadays, so it will be counted. You know what? If you obviously you have your view, we respect it. You're a supporter of the channel, but with that being said, it's going to become more real nowadays. What was I going to say? Yeah, to be honest, it isn't as impressive as a true no-hitter. It's never going to be as impressive. That's something I could agree with. It's never going to be as impressive.
It's not like you're throwing 113 pitches and it's like the bottom of the ninth, right?
Yeah. So Dotel was briefly a Yankee. Yup, I think that was somewhere in the early 2000s, maybe, or late, or.
Oh, I'm going to take a guess and say 2008. I'm
going to say 2007. How about you look that up for me?
All right. The winner is none of us. 06.
Fuck, man. But yeah. We need 2 outfielders, not a pitcher. We have 4 coming back. We have Sears. Tony Fusco, shots to you, man. 2 outfielders? I don't think so. I think it's just, I think, in my opinion at least, I think you think that way because of the playing time. Like they'll still give Gallo and Gallo's gonna be traded, but they'll still give Hicks playing time because of the contract. I think that's why you think that because they'll still give Hicks playing time.
Hicks, I wouldn't mind as a fourth outfielder kind of guy.
Yeah,
maybe you get stand. Maybe you get stand in the outfield a little more.
We need Reynolds and Happ. Reynolds, yes. I know a lot of people are down on Happ though. They're
I'm down. I'm one of those people.
But here's the thing though, with your 4 pitchers coming back, I'm not faithful in Chapman.
No.
I'm not faithful. I am zero faithful in Britain. I don't know how much to expect on Herman, but I think he will be decent at least. And then you have Loizaga, who I expect to become his full self again. So
right.
I hope that's what it is. I hope they're all good, but I could be wrong. What was I gonna say? Oswald picked up an injury in that game. That's why they used 6 pitchers. That sounds about right. If the Yankees lose Judge, we better get rid of Stan because with those 2, we are 25-1 when they both home run. So what's the point of just having Stan and losing Judge? I mean, if you have, first of all, shout out to you, Barkley fan. I'm a Giants fan myself. And I know Luke is a Jets fan. But the point is with that is they could go get Juan Soto. They could go get somebody else that's a power bat in terms of the outfield. So I don't think they're going to give up right away. Now, if they have Rizzo opt out for more money and then have to pay Judge, that's a problem. That's something we got to get to, of course.
Except I think Rizzo, I think Judge leaving would precede Rizzo being a free agent.
Yeah, because I think Judge would, do whatever, and then after that, Rizzo will be like, you know what, if Judge is not going to be here, and we've seen it's not like these are players that don't talk. Judge and Rizzo, it seems like they talk a lot. So if one's not there, and the problem is, yeah, the Yankees could have something in the system, but they don't have something in the system at first base. I mean, who's playing first base? Austin Wells, if you're going to transition him over to first, that's a whole new position. That's going to take a couple of years. Agree on Chapman and the others coming up there are not up to speed, but they can help down the line. Yeah, I mean, if they don't fuck around with them too much, I could see them being at least solid, to end the season. I think we still need help in the bullpen. Rotation looks good right now. I would prefer Benintendi and Happ. A lot of people think that Happ is less of a contact hitter, and it's not something we need. Happ is more versatile, but Benintendi, I think, is what the Yankees need because you already have your Marwin Gonzalez, and Ian Happ doesn't play shortstop anyway. So I think Benintendi and 2 pitchers are the way to go. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I like Happ, but not for this team. That's exactly what I said about Gallo last year. Benintendi.
Well, you never liked Gallo. That's bullshit.
Okay. I never liked Gallo as a player. But, yeah. Benintendi, bullpen arm, and a back-end starter if we need.
I'm going to get into that. Joe says DJ would be the first baseman. That's correct. Gallo won't be a team player and try to change his swing.
No.
He's just not cut from New York. And I'm not making excuses. I don't like Gallo. I never like to trade. I'm not trying to, make myself out to be the righteous guy. But I never liked to trade. I didn't think he was a fit. And that was even before I knew about this tick. So it would be interesting. It's unfortunate. I was reading a comment. I almost said it will be interesting. Shouts to L.I. Yankee King. It was nice meeting you.
What's going on, L.I.? Nice meeting you.
Wells or Sweeney could be moved to first. Yeah, Wells or Sweeney could be moved to first base. Wells, I see more, but that would take a few years. Don't think the Yankees would even look to extend Rizzo past his original contract, especially since they would look to keep Glaber long-term for second base. And plus because they have that option of LeMahieu at first, so that would open up some holes. In a good way for them, but yeah. Gallo is completely useless. Totally agree. True, in a perfect world, we would trade Donaldson and put DJ at third. That would be admitting mistakes, and we all know how that goes. But he's getting $25 million for the next 2 years. Li says, "Nice meeting both of you." Yes, man. We got to talk a little bit more. I think you're a Giants fan as well, so we got to talk Giants a little bit more, like we want to do with Hirsch. Like Benintendi, but this is his first year at these numbers. Yep. Benintendi would be our best option, knowing Cashman will go for a less expensive. A lot of teams have started to close in on him. A lot of teams, we've heard recently.
Jays are in on Benintendi, apparently.
Yeah, fuck the Jays. Fuck them. Jays are in. There's going to be a lot of other teams. Like, you look at it, and if Soto's not getting traded, there's going to be a big haul. And Brian Reynolds just hit 3 home runs for the Pirates. Jesus Christ, I can't talk tonight, except when I'm talking dirty. He hit 3 home runs for the Pirates. The right P, not pleasure, not Padres, not power, but for the Pirates. He hit 3 home runs for the Pirates. I don't think they're trading him now. They'll try to extend him in some little way, but if he's not traded and if Soto's not traded, every team will try to go in on Benintendi like it's fucking Black Friday. So, to be fair, teams will overpay in their trade for Benintendi, even though he's a contact hitter and, a solid fielder. That's about it. But if it's getting their guy to make them a better team, they see overpaying as an option. Yes, please trade Donaldson. And, yep, Alex, we need to talk Giants. Absolutely. There are some players that will do well in the New York market, and that's Judge and Stan. I don't think Gallo is meant for New York, and I think it was too much pressure on it. And, yeah, exactly. And I didn't even think of this tick thing, but I just said, look, Gallo's not going to be a fit in New York. Last year, we had way too many power bats. We had way too many righties. And then they add Gallo, who's a compliment to Rizzo, but Gallo's not going to be this guy that everybody expects him to be. Oh, this, that. And then everybody tried at bringing advanced stats in, saying this, and this about Joey Gallo. And listen, they were wrong. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I'm right, da, 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 da. But you know what? It's the truth. Gallo didn't work out, and a lot of people were blind not to see it. And I'm not saying Pete expected him to work out. That's different. I like Pete. I like a lot of our supporters. I like all of them, actually, even Brad. But some of these geeks on Twitter, they think they know everybody. They think they know everything more than everybody else. So there's that. I want Urshela back. He would, yeah. I got pissed at Donaldson on Saturday, and I said a couple of things. Hot take, Castillo and Joey Gallo. Now he deleted it, but JD is better than Urshela. Defensively, there could be something. But in terms of the way they are as a player and a fit for this team, I still take Urshela. I know I was a little doubtful at the beginning, but I'm like, look, Donaldson, other than that White Sox series, has not been much of anything. Hot take, Castillo and Joey Votto, Jesus Christ, will go to the Blue Jays because the Jays will take on the full Votto contract and give up 4 prospects. I don't know about that. I mean, for DH, maybe, but Vladdy's at first. So,
right.
I could be wrong. Problem with Gallo is that he never made enough contact to be fit with this team, especially with the swing and miss and bats we already have. Yeah, and he's just not an aware hitter. He'll look at pitches right down the fucking cock. Pitchers be throwing cock shots. He's like, he's waiting. When those would be hit into the second deck.
That's the same thing with Donaldson as well. He's taken a lot more pitches recently.
And it's not even that. Donaldson's swinging up. You know what? It's bat time.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Okay. So, actually, damn it. Little bitch. Okay. I'm going to put my earbuds back on. I want to make sure this thing doesn't fucking go off because it sounds like a nuclear alarm every single time it fucking goes off. Give me 1 second.
Oh boy, I hope that you're scared as I am, or I don't hope, because this is about to get really interesting.
Let's demonstrate Donaldson's swing. Yes, this is the only channel you're getting it on. So Donaldson, I'll try to do my best as possible. He's like this, right? Even though it's not mostly accurate, he does like this. So he gets the ball right here, okay? Chest level. Everything is up. That's how his swing is. I think he means it's uppercut. I think he means for his swing to be line drives because you could easily just go like this, have a straight approach like this, and it goes in the center field, it goes in the left field, whatever. But because they're not making the adjustments, the hitting coach is not seeing it, and Donaldson's not seeing it as well, everything is up.
Guys, comment in the chat if Alex should be a hitting coordinator or hitting coach. I say he shouldn't.
You know, you don't have to be fucking rude like that. But everybody, just for right now, we got more topics to go to, so this ain't the end of it. But be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops for your drops. Yes, I use that on my channel as a slogan, but use it on here as well. Do all the good stuff, everybody. This is the best channel on YouTube. Luca might have Alex. Luca might have to find a new home. Alex going to destroy everything at this rate. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, he's going to start beating the walls. He's going to fucking hit the TV with the baseball bat. Yeah, I'm gonna have to run for my life. He'll beat me.
It's just like Francis when he throws the ball at his TV, and his wife's like, "Don't do that." What was I gonna say? So Matt says Yanks need to keep Rizzo. They need a lefty bat. He's only 32, so try to keep him for 3-4 more years. I wouldn't mind that. Jonathan Alvarez says that's why I think it will be Hap. He's like a Ben Zobrist. Look him up if you're not familiar. Yeah, of course we know Ben Zobrist. He played some outfield, infield. He played for the Cubs a little bit. He played for the Rays. So we're familiar with Ben Zobrist. Rizzo will tell the younger guys to throw it, and he will do the rest. Tired of fixing Gallo. Yes, Gallo drops his hands and swings up with his hip instead of rotating. I mean, I guess you could actually attribute that to a lot of the swings where maybe it's strength, and maybe what I think Tony was talking about. I think he made the comment, and I'm trying to do this as best as lefty. But you see, like Saturday, he hit one deep, but it stayed in, right? And Gallo's home run, I think it was last year against Seattle, or maybe even this year. It was very short, but it looked like all of the strength and power was there. So, I mean, it's different. It's different. Something's happened with Gallo, and I don't understand what. But yeah, Alex and Luca always going after each other. I love it. Let the roast battle begin. It's been beginning for a long time now. They gotta find players that will handle the New York pressure and media. There are too much players that are playing in New York. Some players are better. Yeah, I mean, listen, there was I know somebody was talking to Pete about possibly taking Sonny Gray back. I would not. I get it. Yes, the Matt Blake effect, but it ran its course already. I'm opening up more to taking David Robertson back because he's been better this year, and for some reason he's come out of the fucking woods. But I would not take Sonny Gray back. I would not do that. Alex needs a straight jacket and needs to be taken to the Nutter home. Not the first time I've been told that. I think Benintendi is a better fit for the lineup, but Hap is a better fit positionally. I could see that.
Yeah.
Hirsch says Rizzo is like a Dyson vacuum at first base. I see that. I agree. He's very good defensively. He has some problems on occasion, but it is he's good for the most.
Any ball in the dirt, he just scoops up.
Yeah. Luca, if you want to move on to our next topic,
we can go into the state of the rotation a little bit. Would you say talk about a little bit? Don't spend too much time on it. Talk about the rotation. Obviously Severino, Cole doing their job, but what do you think of the back end? Is it finally coming to life? What maybe some of the issues we had or we predicted, or is it them just coming back to earth? Do we need reinforcements?
It's tough to say, to be honest with you. I think we do. I think that's my opinion. But with that being said, I think the Yankees, my personal opinion, maybe I'm wrong. I think they're going to take this time before the All-Star break, because the All-Star break's in 2 weeks-ish.
Yeah.
I think they take the time before the All-Star break to re-examine those three at the back end. Now, now let me ask you a question. Would you make JP Sears a full-time pitcher, or would you use him just as a spot starter for right now? Because Marinaccio has come on recently, and JP Sears has been great all year. But you said you would use
starter as of right now.
Okay,
he's been very good in these spurts.
Okay, so that's your thing on that. But I think they're going to take this time to re-examine for the All-Star break, because you take a look today with Tyon, he still got the win, but it was one blow-up inning. It was the first inning. Monty, I think that was on Monday. He had a blow-up inning. So I think they're going to take this time
to up 5 runs versus the A's.
Yeah. Cortez, he gave up 3 runs versus the Astros. But a lot of people look at it as it's a 2-run single and a home run. Here's where I say they examine it, because those are short sample sizes of just being not very good. Obviously, I think that the pitching is overachieved. I didn't expect much from Nestor, but I think it's coming down to earth. I could say the same thing for Tyan and Montgomery, which could be very big, though, because if you take a look, we talked about this. Tyan and Montgomery are free agents. So if they get a Luis Castillo, one of those pitchers is going, possibly both of them, or they could go take a guy like JP Sears, possibly make him a full-time starter. Maybe Clark Schmidt goes in there. I don't know. But I think you're looking at a lot of different things when you're, if you're looking at the Yankees, and let's just say go out and get Montas or they get Luis Castillo. That's not just going to mean we need reinforcements for the World Series run that we're going to go on. It's we need this for the future. So Luis Castillo, we got a few more years of control with you. Montgomery and Tyan, bye-bye. We're going to use that money that we were paying you, try to sign Judge or do something else. So, I do think we need reinforcements, and the numbers aren't great this year on Montas and Castillo. Both are with losing terrible franchises. So there's not too much to look into that, but I think they could be, good pieces, for the Yankees right now and in the long term. Obviously Tyan and Cortez haven't been stretched this long because Cortez last year wasn't a full-time starter. Tyan was. That was a different story. However, now they get the full stretch. You're seeing a little bit more of what they are. So make sure, before the Band-Aid comes off, put another one on for right now, or just seal it up, whatever the fuck, quote you want to use, and just say, look, we're going to put some, we're going to have insurance. And if we need a sixth starter, go out and get one or replace one of these guys in the rotation. And even though we still have JP Sears in AAA, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm for getting a guy like Frankie Montas. He's probably my favorite guy to get because just the nastiness he was throwing yesterday. Even though he lost the game, only gave up 2 runs, his pitches are just straightforward nasty. I like the nasty fast factor with him more than the overpowering factor of Castillo, in my opinion. You won't have to give up much for Montas because the A's are accepting a rebuild. The Reds are gonna have to give up more. Not again. I'm for Montas not because of the trade return I'm gonna have to give back, but just the way he fits into this rotation. But Castillo, you're gonna have to give up a big amount for. So I'm taking Montas all the way. I wouldn't mind
Do you
Castillo,
think Castillo
but Montas is my guy.
Would be now the thing with Castillo is everybody's gonna be in on him, and he's got a high upside. But at the same time, Benintendi, everybody's hawking in on him now. Do you think it's going to be, and this is a common sense question to some, do you think he's going to cost the most?
Castillo, probably.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. Would you put JP Sears in for a guy like Lucas Lidge?
Sure. I look at Sears more of a long guy, in my opinion.
Okay.
Cool moment for baseball, everybody. Mark Appel was I think made his major league debut today. If you don't know who that is, look up. Big story on him. Number 1 overall pick from like the early 2010s, considered a draft bust. Drafted by the Astros, now pitching with the Phillies, and I think he made his debut tonight.
I remember there was one for the Marlins a few years ago. There was this guy who got hurt via line drive or something. Adam something. I don't know his name. Maybe some of you guys will know. But he struck out in his major league debut, but it took him like a few years to get back. And he was supposed to be like the next big thing coming out of college or something. Adam something or whatever. I don't have the last name on my head right now, but it's possible. Make sure to get those likes up, everyone.
Was it Adam Conley?
Adam Conley might be it. What was his position?
He was a pitcher.
That might be it. Is he a lefty?
He was a lefty too.
Okay, so Adam Conley might be it. I wouldn't mind getting more pitching regardless. Can never have too much pitching. Loving our options with Clark and Sears, the 6 and 7 starters, though. I think it's a combination. I'm reading this out of order. Mark Appel, 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, and 1 K. Like how open you guys are. It's refreshing. Hey, listen, that's the way we are, man. That's the way we are. It's, this isn't some fucking corporate ass fucking channel here. And I say that I speak for everybody.
Not giving you corporate answers.
We're not giving you corporate answers. We're straight out fucking telling you what we think. So we're not afraid of backlash. And I think we've been hit hard sometimes, but I don't give a shit. Appreciate the comment, Tony. I think it's a combination of regression back to the mean and the starters being a bit worn out, but overall not too concerned with rotation.
That's true. You might see Severino going through a bit of a struggle because he hasn't pitched in like 3 years.
Right, and he's had his bad starts, but he's overall been a nice pitcher. Loving our, what was I gonna say? These spot starts are also auditions for the starting spots next year. That is very true.
Yes,
because once again, even if they don't get a pitcher at the deadline, look at next year. Clark Schmidt, Luis Heel if he gets back, JP Sears. So there's a lot of things that could go on. Shouts to Tony, man. What's going on, Tony Clark? How was anyone surprised the Yankees swept the A's?
Nobody
should be surprised. Appel reminds me of Mark Pryor back in the day. Mark Pryor, wasn't he a Yankee for a little bit, or am I thinking of someone else?
He might have been like a prospect, but
I think he was drafted by them, right?
Let's see. Pryor was a very good pitcher in his day. I think he just got injured. He was not the same pitcher. Pryor, I'm reading this right now. He was associated with the Yankees. So he was taken second overall by the Cubs in 2001, right after Joe Mauer, by the way. He was with the Yankees in 2011 for a 1-year minor league contract. He pitched with the Tampa Yankees, actually.
Okay.
So he was unlikely.
In the chat that he was signed late to the Yankees in his career, just like Kerry Wood, right? Except Kerry Wood was exceptionally better.
Kerry Wood, the Yankees wanted a long reliever. Pryor was not that guy.
Okay. He tried to come back, yes. What do we do with our bullpen if Herman and Loizaga, sorry if I misspelled his name, you're good on that if I miss, and Chapman comes back. It's gonna be a conundrum. And it's a good thing if they're all good, but it's also a bad thing if they're bad. I'm expecting Loizaga to be better than he was because I'm going to assume he was injured. But they need to make him an 8th inning guy or a 7th inning guy and just need to firm up roles with guys in the backup. Like, let's just say Loizaga, he needs rest. Put in Chapman in the 8th or put in Britton in the 8th and make sure they work. If they don't, you got to get rid of that. You can't just have them in the back of the bullpen. And then when you have, guys needing rest, you pull them out of the fucking wickets, you pull them out of the cobwebs, and then they pitch and they're shit. Like, that can't happen. That's kind of what they're doing with Lidgy right now, and Lidgy sucks. I mean, I hate saying that. I was a big proponent of his last year, but that's not the case anymore. I don't like him anymore. I'm going to be fair. But you have to do something if they're not good, but you have to firm up everybody's roles. You can't say, Loizaga in the 8th inning and then he's in the 6th inning. That can't happen. Have your middle guy as your middle. Your Michael King's, and Michael King is also a one inning pitcher on occasion. Marinaccio has been a godsend of late. Wandy's been doing better. They got to sort out this thing with Miguel Castro because he's great sometimes and he's also shit. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be survival of the fittest, and it's also going to be survival of the fittest going into next year. Because guess what? I don't think they're re-signing Chapman. They're not re-signing Zach Britton. Herman, I think, is a free agent as well. So once again, Hirsch was talking about those tryouts for the starting rotation. This is tryouts for that back end of the bullpen. Holmes is already secured, but once again, guys like Clark, and it's also like this. Because I know we talked about it a lot on here, how the Yankees really haven't been able to develop starters outside of Severino. If you don't make the starting rotation, you could possibly make the relief spots.
Yep.
Clark Schmidt, JP Sears. It's an open thing. But right now, it's not about the future. It's about the rest of the season, them coming back, them finalizing their roles in the bullpen, and then getting to the playoffs and getting into a deep playoff run and getting to the World Series, because let me tell you something, that's what the fucking Yankees are about. Don't have anyone tell you that we are a regular season team. Don't say that, okay? Don't fucking say that. We are a playoff team with deep playoff runs and World Series championships. We're not some fucking wild card team, okay? Just want to be sure of that because I know a lot of people these days have been talking about, well, I'm happy they're, they this, the regular season. No, the mantra, Luca likes that word, but the mantra of the Yankees is deep playoff runs and World Series championships. That should be the goal every single year. Not some rebuilding Orioles. And I'm sorry, Tony, if you're still in here, Tony Clark, of course, but Orioles have different goals than we do. We just expect more out of our team because of past mantras. Jays and Sox are tied. Yeah, we did have Kerry Wood. We have Ken Waldichuk and Luis Medina winning the Wings. I saw today that Waldichuk was
he pitched very well,
but I thought someone said he was laboring a little bit. Or
That's why he probably only went like 4 1/3 innings.
Yeah. Herman is with us for till 2025, so not free agent for a long time. They might try to get rid of him too. We need a 2021 version of Johnny Lasagna. Absolutely. Those are good problems to have. Stay hungry every day. Let's go get this World Series. Fuck yeah. Yankees circle of trust should be JP Sears, King, Schmidt, Holmes, Loizaga. I know some people are down on Schmidt. I'm still, I'm still high on him a little bit.
I am too.
Loizaga, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I King, he's for me. Like, he's good in some spots, and I've really came around with that guy.
I think he's pitched really well of late.
Yeah, the last 2 years I have to give my props to him. There isn't a fan base who wants to win it all more than us. I'm not even trying to sound arrogant about it. You're correct about that. I would trade Herman. Yeah, they might trade him down the line. I'm not gonna lie about that. If you want to take us into our next topic.
Looks like the final topic. Are the Astros our kryptonite, and how important is the deadline for fix-ups at left field, shortstop, right relief pitcher, starting pitcher? We already went over that. But what did this weekend series teach you, Alex, against the Astros? If you want me to start first, I can go ahead. All right. So we were all pissed off after the no-hitter, like all these different things. Some of us were saying, the Yankees are a fake first place team. No, everything eventually settled down after Sunday. But I think what this series taught me is, first of all, let me say the fuck Altuve chants are irrelevant right now. This guy just wants to hear the F Altuve chants. Altuve wants to hear the boos and all this stuff. Obviously, you can boo him. There's no issue with that. But he's going to use that fuck Altuve chant for motivation. He's going to continue to kill us. These corporate idiots, I'm not going to say who they are. You guys know who they are. That's why you're here to watch us. They're like, oh, well, Altuve rakes against everybody. That's not true. He's an awesome player to have on a team, but he takes most of his anger out on the Yankees. He rakes against the Yankees. That is probably the best team he plays against. And he plays the best against the Yankees. That's what I'm trying to say. But overall, thinking about it in the car afterwards, Sunday, I still say it right now. The Astros are the Yankees' kryptonite in the playoffs, in the regular season. I don't care about the regular season, in the playoffs. I don't want to hear that, this, and this, we could, the Yankees. Yes, Yankees are the better team in the American League right now. But what's that going to mean when it comes playoff time? They still beat our ass. Alex, what is our record with the Astros in the playoffs?
Was it like 5-8, 5-9?
5-9. We lost the wild card round in 2015. We lost the American League Championship Series round in 2017, 4-3. We lost the American League Championship Series round in 2019, 4-2. So you do the math. That is, what's that? 3, 2, and 3 plus. Yeah, it's 5-9. That tells you everything, folks. I still think to even ourselves with the Astros, we need to get the acquisitions we've been talking about on this podcast. The Benintendis, the David Robertsons, beef up that bullpen, beef the end of the starting pitching. Do all you can to match yourself with the Astros because we were overmatched in this series. We should have been swept. But thankfully, we took 2 out of 4.
Aaron Judge.
Yep.
Yeah, no, you hit as you say a lot, you hit the nail on the head there. What I said this a few minutes ago. Our mantras, World Series championships, and deep playoff runs. Every single time we've tried going to the playoffs the last few years, other than the Red Sox, they've been our kryptonite and they have been the roadblock. The Red Sox have been once in the last few years. The Tigers, that was twice, but that was 10 years ago. In recent years, that's 3 times. 2017, 2015, and 2019. So it seems like whether you consider cheating or not, whether it's relevant or not to you guys, right now, it's relevant to us that they've been kicking our ass and they are the roadblock to the World Series. And trust me, I do think in revisionist history that we could have beat the teams in the NL. I thought we could have beaten the Dodgers in 2017.
It's not a guarantee, though.
It's not a guarantee. Maybe we could have beat the Nationals in 2019. Not a guarantee. That's a what-if situation. That's the thing about these what-if situations. 2015. What was that World Series? Oh, the Cubs, the
Royals,
the Royals
and the Mets. Yeah, I'm not sure if we get past the Royals because they were on something.
They were on fucking.
Even though that that dynasty kind of whatever you want to call it, it lasted 2 years.
Yeah. Lasted 2 years.
2014, 2015.
As Luca would say, those 2 years were an anomaly.
I guess, but they tried to be good in 2017 and 2016, but I guess it didn't work out. But that's what it is. The Royals are rebuilding. They won the World Series. That's the point. We wouldn't have gotten past them, in my opinion. But
once again, we're focused on the World Series. And for the last few years, it's always been this thing with us. Go out and get the one piece. What was that one piece, Luca, for the last 2 years before 2020 that we needed? What was that piece?
To me, we always said starting pitching.
Okay, you're correct with that one.
But starting pitching, I don't think failed us against the Astros in 2019.
No, Edwin Encarnacion.
He was fucking awful.
I felt like I
liked
wanted
him in the regular season, but he was every time he was like a strikeout.
Shout out to Anthony Medina. What's going on, man?
Going on, man. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, no, Encarnacion was horrible, but I don't remember to be fair, like some of the trade deadline moves. Let's talk about that a little bit.
No, Trevor Bauer stayed in Indian.
Okay, well, let's just say this: 2019 trade deadline moves to beef up the roster. If you can remember any, of course, Edwin Encarnacion was one.
I think that was. I'm trying.
2017, they made a couple of moves. They got Robertson. They got Canely. They got
Tyler Clipper move. He was traded in that.
They traded
Frazier, Robertson.
Thank you for that.
Frazier, Robertson, and who? We got a third player.
Canely.
Yeah, Tommy Canely. I miss.
So they made it. So they made a couple of moves in 2017. Now, Gray didn't work out in the long term, but
Tommy Garcia.
Was he 2017?
Yes.
I got him confused with 18 because I know we made a trade for Lance Lynn.
But that was a different year.
But I'm obviously looking at Astros. Like, I don't know what they did in 2015 though. Like, they were a wild card team.
Let me look that up for you.
Look that up, please. And then 2019, I don't remember.
That was kind of an impressive year for us. Let me see.
Yeah, Luca's gonna be my producer here.
Dustin Ackley, 2015.
He was at the fucking short end of his career.
We DFA'd Garrett Jones.
So there was no deadline moves.
Dustin Ackley was there 2015. We traded for him.
And that was it.
Yes.
Okay, 2019.
2019.
Besides Encarnacion.
He was not a deadline move, by the way.
Well, he was still traded for.
He was traded for Juan Then. Let's see. Doesn't say we made any moves. I don't think we did actually. I don't think we made any moves in 2019. A lot of people weren't happy.
So
the only deadline move we made was acquiring Terrence Gore and acquiring Corey Gearin.
Oh God, that was terrible. Okay, anyway, what was it say? Yep, forgot about Ackley. 2019, Verlander went to Houston.
We also got Cameron Maybin.
Cameron Maybin, that was one.
That was not a deadline move. I remember we had Gio Gonzalez.
Yeah, that was a failure. 2019, Verlander went to Houston. That's absolutely correct.
No,
Right?
not 2019.
What year was that then?
2017.
Okay, so that's still
And
impacting them in a
Greinke too.
and Granke. So they made some, that's one thing as well, everybody. The Yankees not gonna be the only team in this trade deadline. The Astros might want to get a bullpen pitcher. The Astros might want to get an outfielder.
Jays are going to be making moves too.
So, there's that. And Sanchez, the sinker guy from the Jays. Aaron Sanchez?
Yes, that
Okay.
was a deadline move.
So
Osuna might have been one too.
yeah, there's a lot of the Astros are going to try to beat us as much as they do in the playoffs at the deadline. And I think that's where the Yankees need to outsmart them. They need to overpay if they have to, make it work out. That way in the playoffs, it can be a different story. Your thoughts on that?
Let me just say, if you are general manager Brian Cashman and you make all the moves but yet fail in the playoffs, you did your job. That's what I have to say. When
if those moves worked out, but the team was just short. I mean, if their mainstay players don't work out, that's not on him. Right. But if guys like Aaron Hicks and Joey Gallo and IKF, if those guys cause you to
cost you,
if they cost you, that's the word. If they cost you, they cause you to really miss the World Series, then that's something that's on the GM. But as long as Cashman makes the right moves, but the team is just short, I mean, that might be on the analytics department, that might be on the managerial department. But this is going to be a very interesting trade deadline. LA Yankee King says the Jays and the Sox need bullpen help. Yeah, and so do we. So we'll see what happens, and that's going to be one of Cashman's best trades was Garrett Cooper for Michael King. That is true. That is true. Yep, I remember that. I think that was that was that 2018, 2019. Garrett Cooper was with us in 2017. Then he got traded again.
Garrett Cooper. Which move was that? I'm sorry.
I don't remember the exact move, but I remember Garrett Cooper came to us for Caleb Smith, I think, of Brewers in 2017. Then we traded Cooper.
We traded Cooper for Michael King in 2017.
Okay, and was that just it?
That was it.
Okay, so yeah, underrated move. No, he does have, he does have a thing for picking the scraps and making them into a full course meal. Clay Holmes, Michael King. So he does find diamonds in the roughs. In terms of pitchers and like low end guys like Trevino, like who thought he was going to be a starter, I'll give him credit there. That's where he does.
That's a complete class job by Cashman on that one, picking up your starting catcher.
Yeah. 2019 was the year of Alfredo Garcia. Best acquisition of all time. Why do I not?
Probably like a minor leagues guy. I don't recognize him.
To be honest with you, I don't either. But I mean, I know everybody talks about it, but I just for some reason can't remember it right now. I'm bad with that shit. What was I going to say? I think another starting pitcher and another relief pitcher both for bullpen for the Yankees. Yep, absolutely. Do we have anything else to reflect on?
Nope.
All right.
I think we covered it all.
All right, Luca, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Well, it was nice meeting everybody from NyynewsTV Day. Obviously, our colleagues at the network and you guys, you the fans. Hirsch, Chris Perez, Anthony Medina, all of you guys, different guys. Even if you guys didn't come, we still appreciate you on here. And, we'll see you at the next event. We're still going to have events. We don't know the details of the next one. So we'll obviously hand it out to you when we do. But thank you guys for the support. Another good episode as always.
Yeah. And love everybody in the chat. We'll see about doing more night ones, but then again, we don't want to clash with the Yankee game, and I know game season obviously has its thing. But we appreciate you guys' support. Obviously, NyynewsTV Day minus the heat and minus the no hitter was a very fun day, one of my funner days. And I know that's not necessarily a word, but funnest days as a content creator. Meeting you guys, talking with you guys, even if it was for 30 seconds, we appreciate the support. And it was great that you guys came out, and I obviously understand that like a lot of people don't want to pay $120 for experience. But that's the Yankees price, and you guys still came out and supported us on a hot day, a very hot day. And you guys were at the first NY News TV event in history. So when there's more, know you were at the first one. And I'm gonna be honest, like that TikTok. I think it was Pete or whoever runs the NY News TV TikTok that made that was with the game season against the Jays, and then it flips over to the actual event. I thought that was pretty cool, and I replay it every day. I don't know why, but I just have an obsession. It's like one of those things you're lacked on, you're just attached onto. But we appreciate you guys, your support. We'll be back live next week, like usual. I gotta check my college schedule to see.
I think we can do a night session again during the All-Star break.
No, that's definitely on the table. But again, we appreciate you guys. And with that being said, before we close out of here, pleasure over power. Peace.
Peace.